And let's see here. Mark in Vancouver, Washington. Hey, Mark, you wanted to point out that Dwight Eisenhower was not a saint, right?
Yeah, Tom, can you hear me?
I didn't mean to portray him as a saint, but and forgive me if I did. You know, I know what happened in Iran, what happened in Honduras, what happened in Hawaii. There was a whole variety of things that happened during the Eisenhower administration that were less than noble, shall we say. But anyhow, I don't want to steal your thunder. Go for it.
No, I just wonder how you compared Eisenhower's apparent duplicity in these actions that, when early in his presidency, he was involved in the overthrow of Prime Minister Mossadegh. And then by the end of his presidency, he's coming out with a military-industrial complex speech that seems to take a total turnaround. These things have long-reaching effects. Are you familiar with the works of Chalmers Johnson at all?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you read his books and you see how these things just go on for years and years.
Oh, sure. Have you read the new book about the Dulles brothers?
No, but not yet. So
because there's a debate about how involved Eisenhower was at that level in some of those decisions. But regardless of whether he was involved or not, I think most people, even people with whom we vehemently disagree, believe that they're doing the right thing, or at least believe if they're doing the wrong thing that it'll produce a positive outcome of some sort. Only the sociopaths say, it's the wrong thing, but it's the right outcome for me. And Dwight Eisenhower's administration was not blemish-free by any stretch of the imagination. That said,
no.
He was not running around saying, we need to hate these people. I mean, it was just a very, very, very different tone, shall we say. And my point was that Donald Trump is not Eisenhower. Donald Trump, if you're looking for a Republican to compare Donald Trump to, I would say either William McKinley or Ronald Reagan, and there are enormous similarities between the two of them. McKinley with the,
I agree.
The Spanish-American War.
Wrong. I think Eisenhower is the last decent Republican president that we had.
And I think he's the last legitimate one we had. He's the last one who was elected without election theft, without fraud, without treason, frankly.
But my point is, it just shows how, as Howard Zinn put, the moneyed interests have dominated our government almost since the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
And we really, really got to get out of it.
And good luck with that. I mean, that's the big challenge, because moneyed interests, government doesn't exist in a vacuum. And this is the point that I was making earlier about, looking at the two TV screens here in the studio, on the networks, and in addition to the free speech one that we have. And it's been literally, I mean, right now they're both in commercial breaks, but up until 2 minutes ago, it's, the name Trump has been on the screen continuously since 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. And it's just, that money, that concentrated power, that control of the media, and it's a soft kind of power in some ways. You will never hear a commentator on MSNBC, for example, talk about net neutrality or monopoly or free trade agreements in any consequential depth, because they will get fired. It happened to Ed Schultz. I mean, this is he was the only guy who was talking about this stuff, and so people know. You want to save your $5 million a year or $7 million a year paycheck, then this is what you do. You just you cover this kind of nonsense, or your $1 million a year paycheck if you're just a correspondent or something. But now you're part of the establishment. Now you're in the big time, and that power, that informs, frankly, politics and government. And so I'd say our media is picking our politicians for us, and they're doing it not with what's best for the country in mind, which I think, frankly, Edward R. Murrow and Walter Cronkite actually cared about. And I don't think that there are any news people today who do, seriously, outside of Amy Goodman and Democracy Now! They're picking our candidates for us, and then they're providing the spectacle for us. This is a reality show. Mark, I got to move along, but your point was well made. I don't disagree.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here, and please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.